So quick update again, no intro. So I just came back from my appointment at the cancer center and I met a very great doctor. And basically he didn't go over like the treatment options. He just said there's going to be a wide variety and I can't pinpoint them to you or recommend anything to you right now until we know what it is and what kind it is, like if it's lymphoma and the different types of lymphoma. And he is running, they literally had to take a bunch of blood, like a massive amount of blood today. Like I literally felt like I had to puke afterwards for like a good 30 minutes. So he just kind of answered some of my questions, but he's like, I know I left you open. He's like, but I really can't tell you anything. And he's like, and I don't want to tell you anything until we know for sure what it is and which one it is. And by for sure what it is, like I said, it's the sarcoidosis or the lymphoma. And if it turns out to be the sarcoidosis, he said he is going to refer me to a really good specialist because it is a very rare disease to where it attacks my ability to fight off diseases and stuff, and it attacks the T cells and stuff like that or something like that. So I will update you guys on what it actually is once I learn a little bit more what it is. And so I did a lot of blood tests today that he wanted to run to test for the sarcoidosis, check my white blood cell count again because it was a little low when they did it the first time. So he's checking it again, and a couple of more tests he's running, and then sending me for a CT next week, because for the biopsy he does not want to go into my lungs because of how bad it is. Well, not how bad it is, but just he doesn't want to irritate anything in there, and it is serious and it can irritate it and make it worse. So he wants to avoid the biopsy of taking a piece of my lung. And since I had a pulmonary embolism, a clot in my lung, he wants to avoid that area also because of that altogether. So he's going to do a CT scan and get a better look at all of my other lymph nodes to see where he can do a biopsy in a different area, basically, because he does not want to mess with this area because this is the area where it's out of control. So yeah, sorry, just hurts to breathe. But it's just getting like really winded really quickly, which is part of it, I guess. So it is what it is. And then also because my panic attacks. So yeah, so that is where we are. And he said, so once it is all done, he's like, we will know right away. You go in for your CT. We're going to see where we're going to biopsy at and see exactly where it has spread to, if it has spread to anywhere else in the lymph nodes or whatever. So yeah, so we're just going to see where he can take a biopsy from. Besides going into there, and then he will let me know, and I see him again on the 27th of next month. So this whole course of making sure and finding out exactly which one it is, and him wanting to do an alternative route than messing with my lungs to make it worse, is going to take about a month. So for a month I'm going to be sitting here like, holy shit. So yeah. And but he said there is so many varieties of treatments that, like I said, he doesn't want to tell me any of the treatments or suggest any of the treatments just yet until he knows if it's leukemia and which one it is and which one he would be dealing with. And then I asked him, well, since we caught it so soon, it would be a better chance of survival. And he's like, yes. He's like, it would be a very greater chance of survival since we caught it so soon. And I'm like, well, I'm hoping we did. So, and he really couldn't answer anything about the sarcoidosis because that wasn't his specialty. He is strictly cancer and the lung, lymphoma. So he's doing all the tests and running his tests, and I'm okay with that because that's his specialty. He knows what he's doing, and I'm going to put my trust into that, and hopefully it doesn't get worse. It doesn't spread. It doesn't do anything that it's not supposed to be doing. So yeah, so that is my update. And so I will just kind of keep you guys updated on this emotional roller coaster until we find out what it is, and I am okay with that. So I am just going to enjoy my time right now and try not to stress about it and try not to worry about it, even though I'm going to. You guys are probably going to get a couple videos of me crying on here a little bit more. I'm like, so yeah. And so they are supposed to call me though with the blood test results. Hopefully, he said within like a week. And then next week I go for the CT scan, like I said, and then the lady let me know that they should let me know before I see him, and if I don't, just call and they'll give me the results from those, and to let me know if there's a different route that they can take besides going in through my lungs to take a piece of my lung out, because like I said, he does not want to mess anywhere in there in that area, since that's where it's all at. So yes, and let's see what else. So that's basically it. We are starting knowing that it is going to be one of these two, and he's going to do his blood tests that he needs to do for there at the cancer center to confirm if it is the lymphoma and what kind it is. And he also ordered the tests for the sarcoidosis as well. So we just got to wait it out. And he's like, it's going to take about a month. And they have to do the biopsy regardless. So I have to go through and do that as well, regardless as well, too, to make sure if it is the lymphoma or the sarcoidosis. Because like I said, the blood test is just to see my white blood cells and the irregularities that can be there with the lymphoma and the sarcoidosis. And the biopsy will tell for sure which one it is after the blood tests. So they just kind of want to make, he's like, I just want to watch your blood count and all that stuff. So I'm cool. And I keep repeating myself, but I'm so nervous. Because now I gotta wait another month. Because I don't see him until the 27th. And so I'm very hopeful. He's like, just stay positive, and like, you got some great kids, because I went home with my kids and my husband, my hubby Jason. So yeah, so that is the update, and I will keep you guys updated some more. And like I said, you might get some more crying videos during this time, because it is going to be one hell of a fucking ride. I'm just going to curse, or it's going to be a hell of a fucking ride. I can feel it. But either way it goes, I'm ready. So yeah, so I'm gonna actually, oh, kind of itchy, it just itched. So I'm actually getting ready to head out to my strength training class and work out, because I'm not gonna stop doing that. I'm still gonna continue to work on myself. And oh yeah, hold on. So with the sarcoidosis, come to find out that I did a good thing by going vegan, by listening to my body and going vegan. Because if it is sarcoidosis, it feeds off of bad eating habits, like too much starchy foods, too much processed foods, and things like that. So I'm going to stay vegan, but I'm going to be taking out a lot of the processed foods, and and what I mean by that is like breads and starch, a lot of the I want to say starchy foods, but I can't really say starchy foods because potatoes are okay. But just the processed foods and junk food, which is like the Oreo cookies and the ice cream, the vegan ice cream, and the nutritional yeast. So I gotta stop that stuff. So it will be all strictly just vegetables and fruits and things, and the beans and the rice and the potatoes and stuff like that. No more processed. I can't have the fake vegan burgers. Even though it's plant-based, it is processed because it goes through a process to be there, to become that little burger. So if I want those, I have to make them myself from this point on. So which I'm going to do, because like I said, I'm going to prepare my body for either or, which means I have to change my eating habits even more. So yeah, so if like I said, if I want a burger, I'm going to have to make it myself. I'm going to have to boil those beans, process them all down in the processor, and make the patty myself. If I want a meatball, I'm going to have to do it myself and get it all together myself with the beans and the lentils and stuff. And that's just the way it's going to have to be, which means I'm going to have to do a whole lot more meal prepping and freezing the stuff for when I want it. So I'm going to have to take like a weekend and just prepare like 5 patties and like about 20 little meatballs if I want meatballs. And I'm going to have to cut out the pastas. Like no more of the bean pasta and things like that. If I want pasta, no. Pasta's gone. Like my bean, lentil pasta, all that's gone. Can't have it. So I'm going to be strictly on zucchini noodles or squash noodles from this point on for the rest of my life. And this is going to be even a more bigger change than going vegan, because going vegan is good, but I was still able to eat a lot of the food that I was used to eating anyways. So it was very easy for me to go vegan. But now I need to change it some more. And it's not only going to be raw vegan, because I do go back and forth. I'll have like a raw vegan meal, or I'll have a hot vegan meal, and I'm still eating raw vegan. But now I'm going to have to really put myself on that strict diet and continue to work out. Because with the sarcoidosis, my body can hurt. It's going to hurt. And I already feel those effects of my body hurting anyways, because I have arthritis. I developed arthritis in my knee, which I'm hoping is arthritis, but he said it could be part of the sarcoidosis, with the joints hurting and the muscles and stuff, to where I feel like I just don't want to move, and I tighten up. And that's what happens to me, is like I'm tightening up sometimes. But I also am contributing that to weight, a weight factor. So, and with that, it can slow down the blood flow, and clotting starts and all that. So I have to keep moving, which means me working out my 6 to 7 days a week for 1 to 2 hours a day. I can't stop that. I have to continue that. And he's going to look at the nerve damage that's being done, because my left arm, I'm getting nerve damage from something, and he's like, it could be, it's the swelling of your lymph nodes, cutting off whatever. He's like, but he didn't get too into detail. He's just like, we have to get this fixed. So ASAP. And I'm like, yes, please, because I don't want to wait no like month and then it's just like gets worse. He's like, well, I need at least a good 3 weeks. And I'm like, so I'll give you a month then. And he's like, yes. He's like, we can get it figured out within a month. He's like, we can do it. So gotta wait my month. And then also it could be contributed to the lymphoma. So that's why we're like stuck right there. And so, like I said, I am praying it is sarcoidosis. Like because the only bad thing about the sarcoidosis is it could become bad enough to where I will need a lung transplant. And I'm hoping it's not that bad by the time we figure it out, if it's sarcoidosis or that. And sarcoidosis can go away on its own with treatment. So that's really good. So, and I could have no effects. Like, it could totally just clear up. But it can come back if I go back into the eating the processed foods and not sticking strictly to the vegan, non-processed vegetable fruit diet. And so I just have to be kind to my body, which, as you guys all know, I have already been doing. So that is a good thing that my body and my brain was like, hey, we got to change, and it has been sticking to it. So that is a good thing, and I'm very proud of myself for that. And if it is the leukemia, if it is the lymphoma, then, you know, that's the other route we got to go down. And then we just have to figure out which one it is and which treatments are best for that stage that I'm at. And like I said, we talked about that, and he said that it's really good if it is this. We just got to figure out which one, and that we caught it early enough. So you got a really good survival rate. So that calmed my nerves down a lot as well, hearing that. So yeah, so that is where we're at. So after my CT scan and I hear something back, I will let you guys know. And like I said twice before, you guys will probably get some crying videos in between. They're like, I can't wait, and I want to know now, and I can't do this, and sleepless nights. So yeah, so that's where we're at, you guys, and I will update you guys on it again as soon as I find out something more.